Oh, God bless you, everybody. All right, God bless you, everyone. I am just going to record a quick live. Oops, I'm going to record a quick live, and then I'm going to move on with my day. So I guess the first order of business is to wish everyone a happy New Year and to uh, just kind of speak to you along the lines of the things that we can anticipate for this year coming up. Um, I do want to say that last year was, as many years, have been very trying. So I wanted to just kind of drop in and give you a scripture that fell on my heart and something that came to my mind. Now, I'll say this first, and I'm going to be in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verses 17 and 18, and this will be brief. So feel free to share this because I don't anticipate a lot of people are going to jump on. But those that do, God bless you. And certainly leave your comments, leave your comments. We look forward to that. I'm going to have to turn that down. I wanted to come on and say that I am looking forward to my annual fellowship with my family this year. Every year, when the children were small, and when the grandchildren were small, and our children were younger, we always came together for Christmas, for dinner, opening gifts, and just having a good time, exciting time together. And of course, COVID came in and interrupted that. The children have gotten older and things have changed a little bit, but we started having these celebrations on the 1st of January. So we had the first meal of the year together, which is what I'm anticipating right now. I'm waiting for my daughters to arrive and their husbands and my grandchildren. My son is going to be here later this month. He's out of state. But I want to ask you a question. What did last year teach you? What did last year teach you? There's a kind of, in a moment of anger or in a moment of frustration, you may say, well, you ask someone that is constantly making bad decisions, question like, when will you ever learn? Or, you really should be past this point by now, or, what were you thinking? And so I want to ask a question. What has this past year taught you? And this is the conversation that we're going to have. We always have discussions with the children at the end of the year, and of course, my husband and I, we give our input, and then our children do, and then of course the grandchildren, because we want them to learn how to interact and to have conversational skills that seems to be eluding our society and generation to generation, which seems to be a problem right now. But today we're going to be gathering together. I've got everything prepared upstairs. My husband's up there. We're just waiting for the doorbell to ring. And they're going to come in, and I'm going to let them do the cooking for the brunch part of it, and then the dinner I've prepared. So here's what's going on. We're going to have a discussion out of the book of Ecclesiastes. I love to teach or to speak or to read the books of poetry. Listen to this verse. It's chapter 1 and verses 17 and 18. 17 says, I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. And I perceive that this also is vexation of the spirit. Verse number 18 is what I want you to be contemplative and reflect on and meditate on. Verse number 18 says, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. So I hear you, I hear you clearly. You're saying, oh my gosh, last year was a horrible year. I'm so glad to see 2022 go. I'm so glad to get that behind me. It was an awful year. It's over now. I'm going to move on, and move forward, and just set those memories aside. If you do that, then you actually would be doing yourself a disservice. There would be a lot that you would lose by doing that. because your sorrow, according to Ecclesiastes, chapter number 1 and verse number 18, it says that much wisdom is brought about with much grief. So if you have much grief, certainly the opportunity, and I'm sure if you think it over, you have gained much wisdom. And then verse number, the further in the verse it says, and with much knowledge, you increase sorrow. So the more you've learned, sorrow has increased because now you're aware of many things that you weren't before. Sometimes I think, I wish I never knew that. There was a statement that someone made. They saw a picture of one of their children, and it was in a very unbecoming setting. And they said, asked the parent what they thought about the picture, and the parent said, well, I can't unsee it. Well, it's the same way with these experiences. We cannot undo them. We can try to forget, but a lot of times the pain of what has happened is buried under a lot of other situations that we've gone through in life. So I want you to look at this, that with wisdom, people say we don't have grief, but we do, according to the wise man, according to the preacher, according to Ecclesiastes chapter number 1, verse 18. For in much wisdom is much grief. So if you don't have any grief, if you're just going along through life, you're happy-go-lucky, no problems, nothing is bothering you, nothing troubles you, nothing, pierces your heart, then there is going to be a lack of wisdom that can be gained. All right. Even Paul talked about it. He said, I glory in tribulation. He said, because I realize that when I'm in tribulation, that the power of God is resting on me. So much grief comes with much wisdom. So there is a flip side. If you got grief, know that you're about to get some wisdom. And according to the end of that scripture, if you've increased in sorrow, you've also increased in knowledge. You have been given many opportunities. So rather than look back over the year and say, why did all those things have to happen? I'm so glad to see this year gone. It was a horrible year in my life. I just want to forget it. But what did it teach you? Now, if you went through a lot of things and you can honestly say you haven't learned anything from what you went through last year and from life's experiences, then I would have to conclude you have missed the opportunity. You have missed the opportunity at that particular time. But now we can reflect and we can be contemplative and we can look back on those times, because it's easier to look back because we know the outcome. It's always difficult when you're in the throes of a situation, but now you can look back and see the outcome, and you know what the outcome is going to be, and now sift through it and ask yourself, what in here did I gain from? Did I gain patience? Did I gain humility from this? Did I gain the rewards of obedience through this? Am I going to reap what I have sown? Do I have things to look forward to behind this? If so, then you have gained some things and you have much to look forward to from the things that have already occurred in 2022. And you can anticipate God entrusting you with greater things in 2023 because your wisdom, you took what you had and you used it the proper way. And so the rewards of wisdom are many in blessings, they are many in number. So ask yourself, and this is again, I'm coming on here to you because I'm waiting for my children and my grandchildren to get here. They're going to have brunch and a little bit of dinner here with us, and then they're going to go back to their homes and get ready for school and work tomorrow. But this is our discussion at the end of the meal, after everybody's kind of settled down and the games have been played and the laughter has gone forth. We're going to all have this discussion, all three generations are going to have this discussion. What did last year teach you? Now, here's something. There were some sad times in last year. There were some heartaches in last year. There were some losses in our family last year. There were painful situations that have had to be endured even in last year. And some of the things continue. But what has it taught you? When you can see the value of what you're going through, when you can see the benefit of what you're going through, you'll respond and conduct yourself in a different way. And God so freely will open the windows of heaven and pour so much more out to you. So that was what I wanted to say. And I am going to go upstairs and make sure everything's in place. So when they get here, they can start with the waffles and the bacon and the fruits. And then, we'll have our juices and laughter and talk and games. We'll come down here and we'll do some things. And then we're going to have our greens and chicken and, our string beans and cabbage and cornbread and roasted potatoes, all that good stuff. So we're going to kind of just feed the flesh, but we're going to definitely add some strength and some fortitude to our spirit. All right, so with that, I am going to say thank you for dropping in and for tolerating me. And I'll say again, Happy New Year, everybody. And whatever 2022 brought you, it was for your good. It is going to work for your good. It is going to be beneficial for you. And then for 2023, walk into it with great anticipation and expectancy of what you're going to get. All right, so share this live and encourage somebody's heart. What are we learning from the year we just came out of, and how does it equip us and prepare us for what lies ahead in the year to come? All right, God bless you and Happy New Year. Enjoy your family.